It's just because I want to connect and talk with you. And I was looking at the internet and I realized that you guys know I'm in real estate. I sell real estate here in Houston, Texas. I've been doing it for about 15 years. And you know what people don't tell you about real estate is the mental fortitude it requires for you to do this business with heart and integrity and passion and grit. See, people see the closing videos, and this live is really for my other agents, my fellow colleagues, the people that serve this community day in and day out, especially those of you that are doing it full time, that wake up every morning with a desire to see who can I help today. But the reason why I'm coming on live is because I've been noticing some conversations and posts and anonymous posts from people that are having a hard time right now, that are wondering where their next deal is going to come from, wondering if they made the right decision getting into real estate, wondering how much longer they can actually go before they need to get another form of employment. And I am here to encourage you. And the reason is because we work in a field that, unless you do it, I honestly just don't think you really get the context of what it is to be a real estate professional, what it is to be a realtor, especially those of you that are here to, like I said, truly help other people win, whatever that win means for them. And people don't see the rejection. They don't see the countless hours that happen behind the scenes, making sure that deals actually make it to the closing table. They don't experience the disappointment and the heartbreak when a deal falls apart. They don't experience the months and months and months that may pass by before you ever even get a lead or a deal or a closing or a check. And let's be honest, let's keep it a buck, right? We're business people. We're not immune to the responsibilities that we still have in life, even as we pursue our own endeavors in owning a business. And the thing is that sometimes, for me, and I don't know if you're a bit like me, maybe you can relate, sometimes real estate has the power of impacting your own limiting beliefs and the way you look at yourself, the things that you believe to be true about yourself. And it's not true, right? It's a limiting belief, it's a snayap, it's a negative perception. However, depending on how much energy that we give that negative perception can shape how you look at yourself, how you see yourself, how you move through this industry, and how you move through this business. And I'm here to encourage you right now and share with you that what are you going to do to change your limiting beliefs? What are you going to do to change the way that you look at things? See, a thought is just a thought. However, what you do with that thought is what makes it belief. Now, I'm not on this live to pretend like I don't ever have doubts and I don't ever have fears and I don't ever have limitations. Absolutely. Listen, you guys remember on Alice in Wonderland, and she says, I think of 6 opportunities before breakfast. Listen, sometimes I have 6 limiting beliefs before I even get out of the bed. What happens, right? What happens after that first thought? What does that second thought do? Do you get yourself into action and get yourself into motion? Because motion is how we combat limiting beliefs. It changes our way that our mind is thinking and the things that we believe to be true. One of the things that I'll do is I'll hop on the street and go for a walk with my lab. I have a dog named Legend. But like I said, a thought is just a thought. What you do with that thought is what makes it belief. And I believe right now, so many of us are experiencing life in a way that is shaping our thoughts. It's shaping our programming, and those thoughts become our actions. Those actions start to create our results, and those results reprogram our thoughts. And so you find yourself in this cycle. You find yourself in this loop. And it's a challenge to break from it, break free from that loop that's been holding you back. And the only thing that's going to change it is for you to change your environment. So what environment and conversations are you allowing yourself to be a part of? What podcasts, what books, what mentors, what relationships are you nurturing, are you listening to? So that way you're able to look at things a little bit differently. See, our beliefs come from our upbringing and our experiences. And many of us can't control our upbringing. However, we do get the opportunity to create new experiences by introducing ourselves into new environments and saying, you know what would it happen if I looked at things just a little bit differently than what I've been looking at them before? It's one of the reasons why I wanted to hop on live with you guys. And drop in the chat where you're looking from. However, the reason why I wanted to hop on live with you guys is because it's not just about me talking. It's not just about me posting videos and reels and shorts. What is the connection that we're creating to where we can talk to real people and have a real conversation about what's going on? Because so much time, this screen that's between us can almost make it feel like that person has it figured out. I don't have it figured out. I pressed the button and went live. I may or may not be doing it wrong. Right. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be vertical. Maybe it's supposed to be horizontal. I don't know. Right. But I know that by immersing myself in the action, I'll be able to create some new results in my life. I might be able to get you guys to join as a subscriber, and maybe you tune in again. I do these more, and I share the things that I'm learning from the conversations that I am in that help change the way that maybe you look at something in your own life. Today, we talked about faith and belief. And what's the difference, right? Because faith is being sure of what you hope for and certain of what you do not see. And that's great. And what is a belief? A belief is a strong conviction. And the reason that faith is more than a thought is because it's a deep connection. It's a deep connection to what you already believe. And so my question is, what do you have faith in right now? If you're watching this video, what is something right now that you know it's more than just a fleeting thought? You know it's more than just, some random idea. It's a deep belief. Maybe it's of your purpose. Maybe it's why you're here. Maybe it's something that you've experienced swiftly that you said, you know what, I'm 100% not doing that again. Or you know what, I just might do it. I might just go back and get better at this thing. Earlier today, we talked about affirmations, and we talked about really kind of the choices that we have. And in our lives, right, when we talk about our beliefs, understand this: a belief is a choice. It's a powerful narrator to the story in your life. And when we're telling stories in our life, we have three options, right? We get to be the victim, we get to be the villain, or we get to be the hero. And when we're the victim, that's when we're living in our limiting beliefs. That's when we're blaming the circumstances around us. Oh, this happened. Y'all remember this song? Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. That's why I eat worms. I don't know why we sung that as children, but it was crazy, right? Because what do people liking you have to do with you eating worms? Nothing, right? That was a victim mentality. That because of what's happening outside of my control, I'm allowed to influence the things that are in my control. So you get to choose if you're going to be a victim today. You get to choose if you're going to be a victim in your life. Or you get to choose if you're going to be the villain. Chase, how could I ever be the villain? Well, that's SNIOP, right? That negative opinion that's forming in your mind that's telling you what you cannot do. Oh, it's too. Today on my coaching call, I shared, man, what if you feel like your window of opportunity, you missed it? Like maybe you aged out of opportunity. You look back at your life and you're like, man, I should have done this. I should have done that, right? Well, you can be a villain in your own story. That person that's saying, I can't do this. But that's not true either. Or you can be number 3. You can be the hero in your own story. Remember, when I say that a belief is a choice, it's a powerful narrative to the story that you have in your life. Understand that if you are the hero, then what you are saying is that I'm going to feel the fear and I'm going to do it anyway. I pressed the button on live and said, I am going to feel the fear and I'm going to do it anyway. I had been thinking about it for a while. What should I talk about? What if I don't know what to say? I don't know how this works, right? But at some point, you just got to press the button. You got to fail fast, fail forward, and fail often. What are you failing at right now in your life? Some people would allow that, again, to make them a victim. Well, I tried that. You don't understand. I did do that. I did all the things. I followed the advice. I went to the class. I took the course. I went to the workshop. I still didn't get what I wanted, Chase. Okay. But what did you learn from it? What did you learn not to do? What did you learn to do better? What did you systematize in your life, right? We don't rise to our goals. We fall to our systems. And so maybe that failure is teaching you that, you know what? Okay, next time I do this, I'm going to make sure that I have this ready. I'm going to make sure I prepare the night before. I'm going to make sure I print the stuff out instead of it being on my phone so my phone doesn't die. I still have a backup plan, right? What are you learning from the failures in your life? I know that we love to teach from our successes, social media, 50 million views. That's who you want to follow. That's what you want to follow. I was talking to a good friend yesterday, and she was sharing the story about a business and a company that she started almost 5 years ago that it suddenly came to an end. And so many people were like, what happened? She was like, you don't know the story. And she's been unveiling the story. And in doing that, she's been going back to year one and how you start. And the reason why that's important is because people don't see the small beginnings. It's just like Gray in the chat, right? Trolling the chat, talking about what the fuck is this, right? It's alive, is what it is. And it may not be the live that you want to hang out on, but it's the live that's happening now because you're not on it, right? But see, what happens is that we'll let a comment like that stop us from pursuing what we said we were going to do, from facing our fear and doing it anyway. We'll look at trolls like Gray that hop on a comment and like to, Twitter finger from a keyboard from who knows where, and allow that to impact how we show up in our own lives. And the reason why I share that story of my friend is because she started small, right? She started with a few people that were coming to a brunch, and it grew into a major, phenomenal experience that was happening outside of the country, bringing together community, bringing together people. But that would have never happened if she stopped after that first brunch, right? It would have never happened if you stopped after that first defeat. It would have never happened if you stopped after that first troll, right? That person that could swipe away if they wanted to, but instead they stay engaged in the conversation because maybe they have nothing better to do. So when we talk about what role are you going to take in your life, whether it's a victim, a villain, or a hero, the question is, are you going to be able to feel the fear and do it anyway? Are you going to be able to take your belief and create a narration in your life that allows you to accomplish what it is that you desire? See, the thing is that we all get to decide. We get to decide right now what it happens next in our lives. We get to decide if we're villains and trolls. We get to decide if we're heroes and philanthropists. We get to decide. But it is up to you. So the reason why I hopped on here, number one, is because, like I said I would. I said I would do it. And I don't know what you say that you're going to do today, and hopefully you do, but let's remind this, right? Just keep this in mind. A thought is just a thought, and what you do with that thought is what actually makes it belief, right? A comment is just a comment. What you do with that comment is what makes it a belief, all right? And I'm specifically talking to you, Gray, because you're the most active in the chat, and I see that you want attention, and so I'm going to go ahead and give you your flowers. Thank you so much just for tuning in. Thank you so much for engaging. Thank you so much for commenting. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you guys for locking in. So thanks so much. Hit that subscribe button. If there's anything I can do for you, then of course let me know and join in. Continue to grow the conversation. I'm Chase Sloan. I make Houston real estate easy, and I trust this helps. Bye, you guys.